Yes. So welcome to Paritranaya. This is day 2, right? So how was the question paper? So almost all our previous year questions itself, right? Yes. So few questions were previous year questions. Rest all were different questions. But whether they were aligned with the previous year question paper? So whatever you have prepared for the past 2 days, I think almost they match with the same, right? Okay. So now discussion means just we shall go far in a faster manner. First we shall complete it, then we shall move to the next topic. So what is the answer for the first one? Yes. Lothal, right? So here the answer is Lothal, right? So this question is related to Indus Valley civilization, right? Next, second one. Who among the following rulers had a successful naval expedition against Sri Vijaya? Rajendra 1, right? So already what? This is the previous year question. How about this dockyard? It has also appeared in one of the years. Okay. Next. Which of the following officers was entrusted with the judicial functions and land measurement at the district level? Yes. So here they are focusing on district level officer. So in the previous question that we saw, which were the names which appeared in the district level? Pradeshika, Rajuka, and Yukta. So who exactly is associated with the measurement of what? Judicial functions and measurement at the district level? Yes. Raja? Rajuka? Are you sure? Just cross verify it. See, even though you are read, but still you are getting confused. So this is the next level of preparation. So when we are preparing what question paper based, okay, question paper based. So these are the various basic curiosities that we need to have, because already these terms have appeared in the previous year. So next year, if at all they focus, from what perspective they may focus. Okay, they may focus. So again, this one of them have mentioned it as Rajuka, but you cross verify whether it is right or wrong. Okay, otherwise you can cross verify now itself. You can just search in the internet and try to arrive at the answer. Yes, Rajuka. Okay. Okay, next. Which one of the following Jain pilgrimage site is associated with the Nirvana of Mahavira? Yes. So in the previous class we had discussion about what? Some sites related to Buddhism. Okay. So something is a site related to Jainism. Okay. So if you are not aware of the answer, can you just cross verify once? What is the answer? So that once you cross verify, the information which gets registered, so you will be able to retain this information for a very long period of time. Okay. So the cross verification is very important. Yes, answer is Pava Puri. Okay. Pava Puri. Next. So again, it is nothing. All these are based on the previous year question paper demand itself. Okay. So based upon that itself, I have just extrapolated and added few points. So Fahin, the Chinese pilgrim, traveled to India during the reign of. Already, I think this has appeared in the previous year. Who is the ruler? Chandragupta 2. Okay. So similarly, can you recall few other foreigners who visited the important kings? 1 or 2? During Harshavardhana, who came? Yuan Sang. Next, Itsing. Okay, Nalanda University came. Probably associated with the contemporary of Harshavardhana itself. Okay. Next, the famous. Just a minute. Yes. Next, the famous female figure known as the dancing girl discovered at Mohenjo-daro is made up of bronze. So already I think it is appeared in the previous year. Okay. Next, which of the following epithets is not associated with Gautam Buddha? Shakyamuni, Bhagavan. Next is Samasam Buddha and Nayaputta. So which is the word? Nayaputta. So again, previous year it has appeared, but this the question has been reframed in a different manner. Okay, different manner. Next, which Gupta ruler successfully defeated the Shakas and brought Western India under the Gupta control? You can just cross verify. If you are not aware of the answer, I'll urge you to cross verify once. Okay. So this question can be mapped to which other question? So Shaka is a foreigner. Okay. So an invasion on the foreign ruler. That kind of question can be mapped. What's the answer? Chandragupta. Okay. Next, which one of the following best explains the Sangama practice known as Vattakiruthal? Okay, committing suicide. So already it has appeared in the previous year. Who among the following ancient Indian rulers assumed the title Kaviraja? So in the previous year they had asked about the title, right? Which was the title? About which king? Mahendra Varman, right? So similarly here, so Kaviraja, yes, Samudragupta. So Samudragupta. See here, whenever you search, that information gets registered and you will be able to retain this information for a longer period of time. So very important. Next, which one of the following animals is most prominently represented on Indus Valley seals? Yes, bull. Okay. Which one of the following Buddhist centers associated with Mahasangika traditions is located in Andhra Pradesh? Nagarjuna Konda. Simultaneously, are you marking whether it is right or wrong? The corresponding papers. Okay. It is Nagarjuna Konda. So, this question can we map to the previous discussions? Which was the question which had appeared? Yes. Not Mahajanapada. Not Mahajanapada. Another question. Danyakataka. Okay, Danyakataka, where it is located. It's a similar kind of question. Okay. So it's a Mahasangika tradition itself, but a different site. Okay, different site. So probably I shared you the list of Mahasangika sites also. I shared list of Mahasangika sites and all few of the information I shared. Otherwise I'll share it. Next, bronze objects in the Indus Valley civilization were produced using an alloy of copper and tin. Okay, copper and tin. Next, during the Gupta period, the district was known as Vishaya and was administered by Vishaya Pati. Okay, Pati. So this kind of question had appeared. Which was that question? The previous discussions that we had, what they had asked? They had asked about the district level official. Okay. So similarly, for Gupta period, it is Vishaya and Vishayapati. Okay, Vishaya and Vishayapati. Okay. So simultaneously, when you are revising, also you will prepare for what? Village level officers as well. Okay. Next, which one of the following ancient ports was associated with pearl fishery activities? Yes, Korkai. The titles Gangai Kondan and Kadarm Kondan are associated with which ruler? Rajendra? Rajendra 1. Okay. Next, the Buddhist treatise Vishuddhimagga was authored by? Buddha Gosha. Okay. Now see, already previous year question paper driven, I have just generated this question paper. Now based on this question paper, again you will not explore the things. Why? Because keeping the exams demand in mind, I have prepared this question paper. Now, based on this question paper, again, don't try to extrapolate. Whatever the information is there in the PYQ, based on that you can do. But just to give a test so that something it matches with the exams demand are prepared, don't take this as a base and try to explore the things. If at all you are trying to explore, you try to explore only by using the UPSC question paper itself. Okay, don't try to use this for exploration purposes. Either this question paper or the question paper of any other institutes if you are referring. Okay, so you will not explore based on the questions that have appeared in the other institutes question papers. If at all you want to explore, it should be only UPSC question paper based itself. Okay, very important. Otherwise, what happens? You lose the track. Okay, you lose the track. Next, which one of the following Sanskrit plays is attributed to Basa? Swapna Vasavadatta. So yesterday there was a question. In 2023-24, somewhere there was a question. Okay, so based on that I have prepared. Similarly, there are some famous works also. Abhijnana Shakuntalam associated with Kalidasa. Next, Mrichkatika, Shudraka, Ratnavali, Harshavardhana. Okay, very good. Next, whether it is the same question that is repeated or there are changes? There are changes, right? So what's the answer here? Okay, so Asmaka, Godavari, why it is famous? Southernmost, right? Next, Kosala, it's famous, Sarayu. Avanti, Shipra. Kuru, Yamuna. Where is Asmaka located? Which is the capital of Asmaka? Yes. Which is the capital of Kosala? Which is the capital of Avanti? Capital of Kuru? Indraprastha. So these are the various dimensions in which you will think whenever a question appears. Okay. Even though we know about the answer, but whenever this question appears, these are the various dimensions from which we have to focus. Okay. That is very important. So answer is all. Okay. All four. Next. Which one of the following correctly describes the difference between the Upanishads and the Puranas? Both of them are? Which one is ritualistic? Which one is philosophical? Ritualistic? Or Puranas are ritualistic? Upanishads are philosophical. Upanishads are philosophical and Puranas are narratives and mythological. What's the answer? 1 or 2 or 3? Yes? B. Okay. Again, in these things, you can just cross verify once. Okay, you can cross verify once. So previously there was a question. So what was the question about? Upanishads consists of parable. So Upanishads came first, then came Puranas. At least based on that question paper, some basic information that we should be able to generate. Okay, generate. Next, in Sangama literature, women employed as palace guards were referred to as Kaval, Penkal. Third one. Okay. So why I might have generated this question? What may be the reason? Based on which question? No. Now in the day for yesterday's class we discussed, right? So based on that, where we can connect it? In one of the options, they had given a term, and in the option they had mentioned that women bodyguards kind of thing. In which question it was? In case of Vattakirtal? Just cross verify once. In case of Vattakirtal or some other question, one of the options was, so women were employed as bodyguards. In which question? Vattakirtal. So again, out of curiosity, so if they are given as an option, so which were the dynasty or which were the terms used whenever someone was employed as a bodyguard or someone in the for security purpose and all. So hardly 2 or 3 important information they exist. So based upon that I have framed. Okay, Pen Kaval or Kaval Penkal. So which one of the following is the Jain ritual of voluntary fasting unto death? Yes, Salekhana. It is also known by alternative name. What is it? Santara. Okay, Santara. So this can be attributed to which question? Vattakirtal. Okay, if you look at the options. Okay, if you look at the options, what is Jawahar? Okay, again it's a famous film is there, right? Which is that? Padmavati, right? How about Prayo Pavesa? I shared in the content. That is also kind of what? Ritual suicide itself. Okay, ritual suicide, but not associated with Jainism. Okay, Jainism. Next, Megasthenes visited India during the reign of Chandragupta Maurya or Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II came after Ashoka or before Ashoka? Chandragupta 2, when did he come? Before Ashoka? Chandragupta 2 generally where in which context we'll use? In the period of Gupta we'll use. Okay, Chandragupta 2 is also called as what? Vikramaditya, right? So Masulipatinam was an important port under which dynasty? Yes. Satavahanas and Guptas. So in these kind of questions, wherever there is a confusion, you will cross-verify. Once you cross-verify by yourself, then the information which you register, it will be retained for a very long period of time. Okay, that's very important. Kakatiya and Vijayanagara. Okay. Next, Gautam Buddha was generally known by which one of the following epithets? All three? Yes. 1.3. Okay. So now repeatedly what you will do? So whatever the content has been shared, you will repeatedly revise it. Okay, repeatedly revise it. So how you are going to make your timetable is, so in a week if you are touching other subjects also, whatever you have read, at least in 1 week, at least you will revise at least once. Okay. In the initial days, if you are giving around, let's assume 2 hours, so gradually you will reduce it to 1 hour. So after 1 month, you will be just giving 2 minutes of time to it. So in 2 minutes, you should be able to revise the entire content that we covered in day for a studies class. Okay. In that fashion, so we shall make our timetable and work accordingly. Okay, work accordingly. ಓಕೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸು ಹಾಕಿರಿ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿರಿ? 25 ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 50 ಮಾಡಿರಿ, 25. ಓಕೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ 50 ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಡಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರತ್ತೆ, ಡಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತ ತೆಗಿತಿರತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ. Okay, if you are not awarded marks also, then award it. Okay, so we calculate it for 50. So total number of correct answers, that is into 2, and as per the UPSC rules itself, so total number of negative answers. Okay, what you will do into what you will do 0.66. Okay, 0.66, and finally you will what subtract from the total marks that they obtained. Okay, like that you will do. ಭಾಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಹೈಟ್. ಓಕೆ so today also we shall continue with the part where we had left. Okay, so I think in the previous class we discussed about this until this question. Yes, 24th question, right? Okay, so till 2022 we have discussed. Okay, 2022 ವರೆಗೂ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So next we will continue with what 2021. Not Disha, so I have compiled separately and I have given the copy to them. Okay, I think I have not given a copy to you. So is there anyone who has not yet received the copy? All of you have received? Okay, there is only one copy left, so you please take it. Next I will be giving you another copy.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay, so with reference to the history of ancient India, Bhavabhuti, Hastimala and Kshemeshwara, what were they? Yes, they were human beings, right? Yes or no? They were playwrights. So who is a playwright? A person who writes the plays. Okay, so drama, nataka, what we call. So they are called as playwrights. Okay, playwrights. So now Bhavabhuti, Hastimala, Kshemeshwara, they were famous playwrights. From this question, okay, so what kind of dimensions can we develop? Now Bhavabhuti, Hastimala, Kshemeshwara, so they were famous playwrights. It means which are the plays written by Bhavabhuti, at least famous one. Which are the plays written by Hastimala? Which are the famous plays written by Kshemeshwara? So what you will do? You will try to compile. See, yesterday I have given you the information. It does not mean that each and every day I will be compiling and I will be sharing it with you. Okay, few days I will be able to share, but next I am just giving you an idea as to how you are supposed to generate the information. So don't expect such kind of, already I have given you a ready-made food. On day-to-day basis, again, you please don't make me to feed you in that fashion. No, I just given you an idea, but this is the direction in which you have to move. Because the entire syllabus you cannot cover in 3 months time. Okay, so be very, very practical. So whatever the high ambitions you have, that you have to cover all the books, you have to read NCERT, you have to read Tamil Nadu, everything. So you can do it after what, May 24th. But until then, our focus will be to what? Crack the examination to hit the bullseye. Okay, from that perspective, we shall prepare. So here, first you prepare for Bhavabhuti, Hastimala, Kshemeshwar. Apart from this, you got to know about the exams demand. What they are focusing? They are focusing about the playwrights. Okay, playwrights. Similarly, you can what you can prepare is which are the important books and authors of the same. So already we have prepared a list of what? Important works as well as authors. So the same list you will repeat. So in the previous class also, during our discussion, we had mentioned that we need to repeat that list. If the same list we prepare, so indirectly it will be beneficial here as well. Next, apart from that, what you can focus? Jain monks, playwrights, temple architects, philosophers. Now it comes to philosophers, there are so many philosophers. So we will not do a what exploration exercise for philosophers. Temple architects very rarely we come across, we will not do it. But Jain monks, important. So what we will do, we will prepare the same list. Which is that list? Now you will not prepare extra list, already I have prepared the list. Personalities and the religion with which they are associated. At least basically you will prepare that list. Personalities and the religion associated. So that will be the revision for this question. Okay. So one is the works of these authors. Apart from that, extrapolate some famous or whatever the information I have shared, work and authors, and next simultaneously personalities and the associated religion. So that will be the revision for this question. Okay, this question. Next, from the decline of Guptas until the rise of Harshavardhana in the early 7th century, which of the following kingdoms were holding power in northern India? Okay, if you look at this question and those who are present for the discussions which took place for this batch. So, and also in the previous batch also we have discussed. So this information is clearly mentioned in which book? Tamil Nadu, especially in summary. If you have just gone through the summary also, you will be able to answer this question. Okay, you just summary nodidre kuda onesati summary nodidre kuda you will be able to answer this question. So apart from this, what I have done is I have prepared a compiled material at the end. You can just check. You can check the index. So in the index probably I have mentioned like after the decline of the dynasty, so which dynasties became powerful. Just check it once. I think I have compiled this here. Yes, emergence, decline and succession. Please open that page. Okay, please open that page. So all of you have brought that notes which I had shared in the previous class. Very important, because now you need to know what has to be read and what has to be skipped. Very important. Okay. It's there? Okay. So can you just, what's the first line? First line deals with? Okay. Next. Okay. The first dynasty which I have mentioned there is? Shishunaga dynasty. Okay. Somewhere when you scroll through the list, just find out whether I have mentioned about the Guptas or not.
Dynasties that became powerful after the decline of the dynasty.
Okay. Guptas is there? Okay. Now subsequently when you go, after the decline of Guptas, which dynasty became powerful? Have I mentioned somewhere there? I have mentioned? Okay. So which are the dynasties that became powerful? Vakatakas, Maitrakas, Maukharis, Pushyabhutis. Okay, Pushyabhutis. So there I mentioned, right? So the same question has appeared. So there it is missing. Okay, if it is missing, you can just add it. So in the original notes, all are present. Here, if I fail to add few things, you can just add it. Okay, you can add it. But just I am giving you an idea. So what is the UPSC's expectation? Whenever a dynasty declines, okay, declines. So they'll be focusing on which are the other dynasties which emerged. The UPSC's focal area, from this question you will understand that when a dynasty declined, which are the other dynasties which became strong. Okay, which became strong. So Gupta was a very important dynasty. So after its decline, which were the other dynasties which became powerful. And here, just to confuse us, what they have given is, they have taken the example of Harshavardhana. After the decline of Guptas, then before the arrival of the Harshavardhana, who became strong. So we are not interested in that. What we are interested in here is, after the decline of Guptas, okay, which all regional dynasties they became powerful. So this exercise always you should do it whenever you come across any kind of important dynasties. For example, Mauryan dynasty. After the Mauryans, who became powerful? Yes, Satavahanas. Okay. Now, in some cases, explicitly they have mentioned. What they have mentioned? Who came first? Who was the first ruler? Who was the last ruler? Who was the last ruler and who defeated the last ruler and which dynasty emerged? In case of Mauryans, who was the last ruler? Or the last ruler of Mauryan dynasty was defeated by whom? The last ruler of Mauryans was defeated by whom? Shunga? See, my memory is not as sharp as yours. So you should help me. Wherever I miss the points, you should help me. Okay. Who started the Shunga dynasty? Pushyamitra Shunga. It came before Mauryan dynasty or after Mauryan dynasty? After Mauryan dynasty. So when we come across this question, so all this revision should take place. So after decline of Mauryan dynasty, which dynasty became powerful? Shunga. Okay. After Gupta dynasty, which dynasty became powerful? This is the ancient India. When we come to medieval India, okay, when we come to medieval India, so we already know, we have discussed about the Delhi Sultans, right? So who will come first? Slave dynasty. After slave dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty. Next, Khilji. Next, second will come Khilji, or the third one, second will come Tughlaq. Second Khilji. Next will come Tughlaq. Sayyid, Lodi. After Lodi dynasty, which dynasty? Mughals. Once the Mughals declined, which are the other smaller kingdoms which became powerful? We are not aware. Okay, many times we will not be aware, we will not focus on that. But a question has appeared indirectly, so we should be aware. So Mughal is a very important dynasty. So after decline of Mughal empire, which were the smaller kingdoms which became powerful? Okay. Similarly, when this question appears, those are the various things that you will revise. Okay. Rather than going through each and every line, each and every point, please remove it. Okay. Rather than going through each and every point, what I will urge is, you just complete this exercise. So when you complete this exercise, there will be a confidence that I have touched every topic. Okay, I have touched every topic from exam point of view. Okay, so few of the things which I have mentioned there. So which all dynasties I have mentioned? Can you, one of you, recall it fast? Yes, Pooja. You're not opened. Okay, Saundarya. Yes. Oh. Okay, in case of Guptas, right? In case of Guptas, can you similarly any other dynasty which has been mentioned there? The decline and emergence. It has been mentioned. Okay, so at least you first complete this exercise. Later on, when you are reading for the second time or third time, if you feel that there are some other important dynasties which are missing, so you will focus from that perspective. You will go on updating the content. Okay, updating the content. So this is how you will prepare. So from this you will get to know that what is the answer. And see, whenever you are doing this exercise, you should keep alternative approaches also alive. How? Now Guptas of Magadha, what you will do? You will write down the centuries in which they were active. Guptas of Magadha. The Paramaras of Malwa, from which century to which century? The Pushyabhutis of Thanesar, from which century to which century they were active? The Mokharis of Kanauj, from which century to which century they were active? The Maitrakas of Vallabhi, from which century to which century they were active? The Yadavas of Devagiri, from which century to which century? Yes, 12 to 14. So why did you retain the information of Yadavas of Devagiri? Because when Malik Kafur started the southern invasion, so one after the other he started raiding. So which was the first place to be raided? Hoysalas. Next after that? Yadavas of Devagiri. Next? Kakatiyas of Warangal. So from that perspective, you already know that Yadavas of Devagiri were strong from 12th to 14th century, but they became weak after the Malik Kafur's invasion. So here, Yadavas of Devagiri, they were present in 12th to 14th century, but we are speaking about the decline of Guptas in the 5th or 6th century. Okay, it means nowhere this 5 can be part of the answer. So you will eliminate 5. So alternative approaches. See, one approach will not always help us to get the answer. Sometimes when we have the different perspectives, from those different perspectives also, probably we may be able to arrive at the answer. Okay, we may be able to arrive at the answer. Now what you will do? Already the question has appeared. Just here, if the information is missing, you will add the extra information. What is that? Guptas of Magadha, range of centuries. Okay, range of centuries. Next, consider the following pairs: Burzahom, Chandraketugar, Ganeshwar. Okay, again it's a difficult question. Now we are having discussion because already this exam is over. But when similar kind of questions do appear in the examination hall, every aspirant, every serious aspirant who has worked for 12 to 15 hours also, so it will be very difficult for him to approach such kind of questions. Okay, even a person who is from history background, a person who has opted for history as an optional, for them also this question will be difficult. Okay, you don't think that you are not prepared. All the aspirants, they stand on the same plane in the examination hall when it comes to such kind of questions. Now already we have seen what we have seen in the previous year also. This name Chandraketugar is appeared in the yesterday's discussion also. It has appeared. It means somewhere, see here, the questions are somewhere directly or indirectly they are linked to previous year questions. Okay, previous year questions. Now for this, what will be the approach? What we are going to prepare? Now when we come across Burza home, we are listed under what kind of sites? Chalcolithic site or Neolithic site? Chalcolithic site we have listed. Okay, so Chalcolithic site, it comes under at what time? So when we go to prehistorical period, which are the three periods? What? Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. So within Stone Age we have Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and the transition Chalcolithic. Okay, Chalcolithic. So here Burza home is what kind of site? Chalcolithic site. So rock cut shrines. Where was the first rock cut shrine carved in India? Barabar. Okay, Barabar rock cut caves. Okay, somewhere. So Barabar rock cut caves are associated with whom? Which dynasty? Mauryan dynasty. Okay, Mauryan dynasty. So in case of Burza home, prehistoric sites, okay, there was no feature called as rock cut shrines and all. Rock cut shrines and all, they started in the 3rd century or 4th century BC, not before that. But this Burza home is a what kind of site? Chalcolithic site. It means in Chalcolithic site we cannot have a rock cut shrines. But for to arrive at this inference, to draw this inference, we need to know the list of what? Chalcolithic site. We need to conclude that Burza home is a Chalcolithic site. Okay, Chalcolithic site. For that we have to prepare the list of Chalcolithic site. Already I have prepared the list of Chalcolithic site. Just search in the index and see in which page number the list of Chalcolithic sites are present. Neolithic or Chalcolithic? Neolithic. It's Neolithic site. Okay, and some sites they are present in both the places. They may be part of Chalcolithic as well as Neolithic. Okay, so at least if you are able to identify that it's a prehistoric site, that would be sufficient. Because from historic period itself, the concept of rock cut shrines came into force. Okay, came into force. So just search for Neolithic site. Which is the page number? 399. So there Neolithic sites are there. How many entries are there? Have I made the index? Have I given the numbering or not? No. Approximately around 30, 40. Yes, 25. See here. Now, previous year and all what we have done is I asked the students to prepare all the Neolithic sites. So now it may take time, but I'll urge you to what? At least memorize few of the Neolithic sites. Okay, Neolithic sites. Next, Chandraketugar is also there somewhere in that list. No. Okay. So Burza home should not be part of the answer. In our question, Burza home should not be part of the answer. So what we'll do? We'll eliminate 1 and 2. Okay. Neolithic site. Okay. Anyhow, Neolithic or Chalcolithic, it's a prehistoric site. And the prehistoric site, we did not have the concept of rock cut shrines. Okay, rock cut shrines. So based on this information, we are able to conclude that 1 is wrong. Okay, 1 is wrong. Now, when 1 is wrong, 1 and 2 options are eliminated. Okay, eliminated. Now, what are the options left? 3 only, 2 and 3. But 3 is part of both the answers. Okay. Now we are left with only one choice, that is Chandraketugar. Now they have mentioned about terracotta art. So terracotta art is a very, very common, which is made with some kind of mud and all. So almost from Indus Valley civilization, before that also, all of them, they are aware of it. Okay, they are aware of it. So what we'll do, we'll come to a generic conclusion that 2 should be part of the answer. Okay, 2 should be part of the answer. So answer is 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3. Now for the next year, when you are preparing, we need to know that Ganeshwar is a place. It is famous for what? Copper artifacts. So where is Ganeshwar present? In which state? Rajasthan. Okay. Chandraketugar, already we know it. We have compiled, but still we'll write it. Where it is present? West Bengal. Burza home, where it is located? Jammu and Kashmir. So you will take a question, you will do the brainstorming. Okay, we'll do the brainstorming in this fashion. Okay, I'm not saying that you'll be able to answer all the 15 questions of history, but at least even if you are able to answer 7 to 8 questions, then whatever the exercise that we are doing, so its purpose will be served. Okay, its purpose will be served. Next, so this 28th question. So can one of you read it a bit loudly? First option, at least.
In reference to the history of ancient India, which of the following statements are correct? Vitakshara was the civil law for upper caste and Dayabhaga was the civil law for lower caste. In the Vitakshara system, the son can claim the right to the property during the lifetime of the father, whereas in the Dayabhaga system, it is only after the death of the father that the sons can claim the right to the property. The Vitakshara system deals with the matter related to the property held by male members only of the family, whereas the Dayabhaga system deals with the matter related to the property held by both male and female members of the family.
Okay. So this question, what kind of question it is? It's a history question. Yes or no?
Yes.
Obviously, it appears like a history question. But if you search in any of the NCERTs, in any of the Tamil Nadu books, so nowhere you will come across a term called as what Mitakshara or Dayabhaga. But if you have read the newspaper properly, in 2021, probably in 21 or 22, I am not that sure. So there was Supreme Court judgment in the context of what inheritance rights of female members, okay, women. So in that context, important judgment was given. So there in the newspaper article, they used to mention about this Mitakshara system and Dayabhaga system. Okay, so it's not a history question, it's a current affairs question. So this is how the current affairs of UPSC varies from the current affairs of other exams. This is not a history question, but history question itself, current affairs question itself, they try to make it appear like a what? History question. It's completely current affairs based. So now this question is not going to repeat. Okay, it's not going to repeat, but we need to know. Okay, we need to know about the system. So from this, probably I have prepared some notes also on Mitakshara and Dayabhaga, that is PYQ driven content. Whether I have shared it or not, so probably I will be sharing it later on. Okay, later on. So here, Mitakshara was a civil law for upper caste and Dayabhaga was for civil law for the lower castes. Okay. So here, first thing that we need to understand here is, there are two different systems which were prevalent in two different regions of India, not based on caste. Okay, one was present in the eastern side, one was prevalent in southern side. So hence, first one is wrong. Later on, I will be sharing the details. Okay, but at least there was no such discrimination based on caste and all, whether it is upper caste or lower caste. So the division of property used to happen in a similar fashion, but some in the eastern part of India, they followed a different system. In the southern part of India, they followed a separate system. So one is called as Mitakshara, another one is called as Dayabhaga. Now, out of curiosity, what you will search is, in which part of the India Mitakshara law was followed? In which part of the India Dayabhaga law was followed? Okay, Dayabhaga law was followed. Okay. So whether when it comes to these systems, they discriminated based on caste? No. Okay, no. Next, what we can find out is whether they discriminated based on gender. Whether Mitakshara law was applicable only to male members and female members were not applicable, it was not applicable to female members. Similarly, whether it existed with respect to the Dayabhaga system. So these are the basic questions which you will ask to yourself and try to find out the answer. Because already it's a current affairs question, it's already over. But still, out of curiosity, we shall generate some extra information and we shall add to it. Okay. So one is whether it existed to extended only to few castes. No. Whether it extended only to male and not to female members. No, there is no such kind of discrimination. In the Mitakshara system, the sons can claim the right to property during the lifetime of the father, whereas in the Dayabhaga system, it is only after the death of the fathers that the sons can claim the right to property. So this is very important. Okay. So here you have to verify whether it is right or wrong. Third, the Mitakshara system deals with the matters related to property held by male members only of a family, whereas the Dayabhaga system deals with the matters related to property held by both male and female members of the family. Again, it is false. Okay. So these are two different systems followed in two different parts of the India. So they did not discriminate like male and female. So all were, both male and female were part of both the systems, Dayabhaga system as well as Mitakshara system. So from this, third one is also wrong. So obviously 2 is the answer. From this 2, we understood that in case of Mitakshara system, who sons can claim right during what? When the father is alive, at that time itself he can go and he can approach and he can say that you please give me my share. Whereas in case of Dayabhaga system, only after the father's death, okay, father's death, he can go and claim. Okay, he can go and claim. Now here, under this context, one important law which comes to my mind is Hindu Succession Act. So Hindu Succession Act, it is associated with what? Mitakshara and these Dayabhaga systems. You can just go through it. Okay. Hindu Succession Act. Okay. Succession Act. Okay. So next question, already you know the approach. I need not explain it. What's the approach for this question? Yes, UNESCO World Heritage Sites we will prepare. Okay, UNESCO World Heritage Site. For this batch, we have discussed only about the cultural World Heritage Site. We have not discussed about the natural World Heritage Sites. There are 7 natural World Heritage Sites. So probably by making some free time, so we shall have a discussion. Okay, regarding the same. So here, when we discussed about the UNESCO World Heritage Cultural Sites, so how many sites are there? Approximately 30 or 35? Okay, 30, 40? Okay, approximately every year it varies. So 1 or 2 sites will be added. Again, the examination they are not going to ask how many sites, 31, 32, 33, 34. So such kind of questions can be asked in what? Karnataka level of examination. But in UPSC they are not going to frame such kind of questions. But anyhow, whatever the recent edition is there, again we have to update it. Okay, so just cross verify before the examination, at least 1 month before we should cross verify and check if any new sites have been added. Okay, added. Now, while discussing the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, we came across few sites wherein explicitly they have mentioned about the river, right? So which are those sites? One is Ajanta, they have mentioned about Wagora river. Next, Rani Ki Vav they have mentioned. Which river? Okay, Rani Ki Vav. Next, Ahmedabad city. Good. Next, Taj Mahal. Very good. So Taj Mahal also they have mentioned. Next, Rani Ki Vav. Which river? Ahmedabad. Yes, Sabarmati. Taj Mahal, Yamuna. Next, in Karnataka there is one more site, Tungabhadra. Yes, Hampi. So recently Vijay Lakshmi had been to what? Hampi. So Hampi, Tungabhadra. Next, if she had informed us, we too could have planned along with her. Okay, Hampi, Tungabhadra. Are there any other sites? No. So what we will do, we will prepare only for these sites. So unnecessarily we will not burden ourselves. Whatever the sites that have been mentioned as part of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, at least these sites will prepare. Okay, we will prepare. Now if you look at the second option, Sanchi Stupa lies in the gorge of Chambal river. If you look at the rivers, Wagora, Chambal, Narmada, Godavari. So among these rivers, which river have been mentioned in NCERT? All are mentioned? No. Chambal is mentioned, Narmada is mentioned, Godavari is mentioned. Okay. If you look at the sites, Ajanta, Sanchi, Pandulena, Amravati. Okay. Among these 4 sites, which one is UNESCO what recognized site? Ajanta is there? Sanchi is there? Sanchi is there or not? Ajanta is there. Sanchi is not there. Sanchi we have read in some other part. Introduction to Indian art and all, but Sanchi, it's an important site, no doubt. But as part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Sanchi is not there. Okay, Sanchi is there, not there. Next, Pandulena Caves, Amravati Stupa. See, in NCERT also repeatedly what appears here is Sanchi Stupa, it appears at many places. Okay, at many places. Pandulena Cave, very rarely it appears, but very rarely. When it comes to Amravati Stupa, again, very rarely. Okay, very rarely. So here, the higher priority will accord to UNESCO World Heritage Sites and the rivers. So as in the previous year already it has appeared, what we shall verify is where is Sanchi Stupa located? Yes, Sanchi Stupa is there as part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site? It's there? Okay, then I made a mistake. Sorry. So Sanchi Stupa. Okay, so whether they have mentioned about any rivers and all for Sanchi Stupa? Okay, you will explicitly search whether Sanchi Stupa lies in any of the famous river basins. Not basin, whether the river flows through it. Near Betwa River. So what you do is you just add it, Betwa River. Betwa River will add it. But will you do this exercise for all the UNESCO World Heritage Sites? You will not do it. See, unnecessarily we will not waste our time. Because in case of these 5 things, that is Rani Ki Vav and Hampi, Taj Mahal, Ahmedabad, Ajanta, in the UNESCO World Heritage Site, website, explicitly they have mentioned. They have mentioned about the river. In case of Sanchi Stupa, they are not explicitly mentioned. Okay, they are not explicitly mentioned. But what they do is every year they update the content. What you can do, all of you just collectively you can do an exercise. I'll just share the link. You just check it whether in the site itself they are explicitly mentioned about the river or not. If they are not mentioned, then just ignore it. You are not going to prepare the list for all the sites and the corresponding rivers. But here already it has appeared. You will prepare for Sanchi Stupa. Similarly, you will prepare for Pandulena Cave. So just check whether Pandulena Cave we have any river present in the gorge of any river. Yes, Godavari. Okay, just note it. So Pandulena Cave, which state? Pandulena Cave state, Maharashtra. So just note it. Pandulena Cave, Maharashtra. In the associated river is Godavari. Next for Amravati Stupa.
Narmada, there is a Narmada.
Yes.
One of the website it's
Narmada. I think what they have done is they have popped up the same question, I guess. When you search, the same question will pop up.
okay, sir.
Krishna River, sir.
Amravati,
Krishna River.
Krishna River. So you just will write it. Okay, we'll write it. Okay. See here, we need to know where we have to stop the exercise. Because once based on curiosity, when we start generating the information, and as internet is freely available starting from 2016, there is no limit for the data. Okay, so you will not explore. So you need to know where you have to stop. Just these 5 sites you will prepare, and extra Sanchi Stupa they have mentioned, we will prepare for them. But exhaustively for all the 34 or 35 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, we are not going to prepare the river related information. So what you will do is just cross verify once. That is in the official UNESCO website, as they have mentioned about Wagora, as they have mentioned about Tungabhadra, as they have mentioned about Saraswati, as they have mentioned about Yamuna with respect to Taj Mahal. Similarly, if they have mentioned, we'll update it. Otherwise, we'll not update it. Okay. So this will be the strategy for this question. Okay. So based on this question, this is what we are going to follow. Okay. We are going to follow. Yes. See now some other approaches how they build is okay. Now YouTube videos. So 120 plus 140 plus. Okay, so that 120 plus strategy. So what you will do is first you will check for what important rivers. So Chambal river is important, Narmada river is important, Godavari river is important, Wagora river is not important. So this is the answer. Okay, see here it may work. When you don't have a proper strategy, then you can also follow that strategy as well. But already we know that why we are preparing for Ajanta. We have proof that why we need to prepare for Ajanta. Okay, in that case we will not go with that strategy, because someone will make a video and the next year UPSC will change the pattern itself. What they will do? They will all give the rivers which we have never heard of. In 2025 we have seen Mahajanapadas and the rivers which are not present in NCERT. Even if they are present in NCERT also, the names used are different. Okay, so in that fashion the pattern will change. But again, when you don't have any other option, when you don't have any other weapons left, so that will be the last weapon. What you will do? Famous rivers you will eliminate, and unknown what a river is there. So you will assume that this answer is right. Okay, this answer is right. Next, which of the following ancient towns is well known for the elaborate system of water harvesting and management by building a series of dams and channelizing water into connected reservoirs? Okay. What's the answer? Dholavira. So it's a current affairs based question, because in 2020 or 21 they added Dholavira to the list. Okay, they added Dholavira to the list, and if you look at the other 3 options, they are also what? Indus Valley sites itself. Okay, Indus Valley sites itself. But it's a current affairs based question, and even from static point of view also, if you look into, so elaborate very good what water related things are present in Dholavira. Okay, Dholavira. Yes. You see. Okay. So here if you look, Dholavira is there, Kalibangan. So all of them are Indus Valley sites. Now what you will do when this question appears? So already some question has appeared with respect to Indus Valley site. So what you will do? You will prepare all the list of Indus Valley sites. Okay. Apart from the list of Indus Valley sites, what your corresponding information you are supposed to retain? Modern Indian state. So here two things. One is, if they present an Indus Valley site, you should be able to locate the corresponding state. If it is located outside India, then you should be able to locate the country. Okay, you need not specifically locate the state in Pakistan or Afghanistan. Here, they just country will be sufficient. But when it comes to India, we should be able to locate specific state. Okay, specific state. So that we'll do. Another is, we should be able to identify the state, identify the site, because see, now probably they will mix up the Indus Valley site with the Neolithic, okay, Mesolithic, all these things. When they mix up, then it will be difficult for us to identify. That is why I generally ask you to memorize this list. So what you will do when it's come to Indus Valley site, rather than identification, if you start memorizing, then it will help you to answer the question confidently. Okay, confidently. And what you will do when you are memorizing the Indus Valley sites, you will memorize it state wise. Okay. So Indus Valley sites present in Gujarat. Dolavira, Nageshwar. Okay. Now few of you are able to tell by going through the book. Okay. Next, in tomorrow's class, when I ask you about Gujarat, you should be able to close your eyes and recall the list. Similarly about Rajasthan. Similarly about Haryana. So in this fashion, you have to prepare. Okay. You have to prepare. Next. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of the hundi generally referred to in the sources of the post-Harsha period? Okay, so it is bill of exchange. So in our notes, somewhere this hundi appears, but apart from this term appearing in the notes, at the last I have compiled previous year based important terms. Just check that page. In the index page, you just check it once. Previous year question paper based important terms. Four 486. So all of you please open that. So you are not got. What's the page number you got it? 486. Okay. Just go through it whether I have mentioned somewhere hundi or not, just once cross verify. Hundi is mentioned. Previous year also we had prepared a similar kind of list. Okay, list, and based on the previous year list itself, we were able to answer two questions. One was related to, yes, Savita, which question appeared from that? One is Aragatta, I guess. Aragatta. One more was okay, now Fahin, it was in the regular notes, but Aragatta, we were able to answer in the previous year 2025 paper based on the previous year question itself, because the Aragatta related one question had appeared in 2014. So based on that, I just created the terms, listed the terms, and based, if we had prepared it perfectly, then we would have answered very confidently the 2025 question. Okay. So first, what I will urge you is, before you go through the other content, the PYQ based one list which I have prepared, you will prepare that. Okay, you will prepare that. Can you just recall that list? List of terms. I think I have created 4 or 5 pages. In one page, there is just one index. In the second, it's a subsequent explanation, detailed explanation. So, can you recall few of the terms? Yes. Kritikas. No, not that one. That is not Tamil Nadu book I am asking. I am saying PYQ based. PYQ based, a separate page I have done. Just PYQ based. I see. I think I not uploaded there. Okay. Yes. I not uploaded in soft copy. Yes. No, it's not there. 25 it is there. 25 I have shared. Yes. It is there.
Glossary.
Not glossary. PYQ based, it's there. It should be there. I have added. Which page number? 490. All of you open page number 490. In 490 it is there. Probably I might have missed to add a proper page number for the same, but I added the content. Yes. So can you just read the list? Yes, Sai Prasad, you just read the list. Few of those terms which I have listed there.
Philosophical images.
Huh.
Economics,
Huh.
including the philosophical schools of India,
Huh.
naturalism, rejects supernaturalism,
Oh, no. Just okay. List of terms. I think before that we have just listed the terms. Okay. Yes, one term is there, right? Can you just recall read few of the terms? Yes. Similarly, if you go on searching, will you find the term called as hundi? Just search it. Hundi is there. Trade and finance. Hundi is there, right? So previous year it was not organized like this. Okay, but now this year I have given a next level of organization. Okay, so that it will become easy. So what you will do, first you will prepare this list. So previous year, whatever the terms are there, they are very important. First you will give a priority to it. Okay, priority to it. So it's a what? Hundi is a bill of exchange. Okay, exchange. So here advisory not important. A diary to be maintained. You need not do any kind of exploration exercise here. An order from the feudal lord not important. Just will ignore. You just focus on this question and answer. Hundi, bill of exchange. Okay, a bill of exchange. Next, with reference to history of India, the terms Kullevapa and Dronavapa denote, okay, measurement of land. Okay, measurement of land. Now, in our notes, I have included Kullevapa and Dronavapa. Okay, Kullevapa and Dronavapa in the same content, whether it is present or not, just search it once. It's there. Now, apart from this, what you will do is, okay, what you will do is, one more list I have prepared. Entire Tamil Nadu chapter wise terms I have prepared. Just go through that content. Entire, I don't know exactly the page number. Chapter wise important terms. Tamil Nadu chapter wise terms. It's there. What's the page number? 540, 543. Okay. So here what you will do is, you will not prepare the entire list. You will not prepare the entire list. Means you will go through it multiple rounds. Okay. For example, here they mentioned measurement of land. While going through the list, if you come somewhere across the term used for measurement of land, you will just note it and you will try to memorize it. Look at the second option, coins of different monetary value. So, classification of urban land, religious rituals. So, in the examination, what you will do? No, so in that content, what you will do? You will try to find out the words associated with measurement of land, words associated with different kind of coins, words associated with what? Classification of urban land. So, such kind of theme you will keep in your mind and then you will start reading the content. Adre ನೀವು ಓದೋಗಿಂತಲೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಲೈನನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. You just keep this exam's theme in mind. By keeping this theme in mind, when you start reading, the content will get reduced. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಗೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಓದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Okay, the chances are very high that you will forget about it. So repeated revision you will do. Okay, at least 2 to 3 times when you go through the list, then at least few of the things you will be able to identify. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ನ ನೋಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾವು ಕುಲ್ಲೆವಪ್ಪ ಅಂಡ್ ದ್ರೋಣವಪ್ಪ, ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್? ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, measurement of land. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಕುಲ್ಲೆವಪ್ಪ ಅಂಡ್ ದ್ರೋಣವಪ್ಪ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕುಲ್ಲೆವಪ್ಪ ಅಂಡ್ ದ್ರೋಣವಪ್ಪ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡೈನೆಸ್ಟಿ. Associated with which dynasty? Okay, which dynasty?
So it is given dynasty wise.
Dynasty wise itself I have given. Okay, then that's fair. If dynasty wise itself if I have given, then that's fair. So it's associated with which dynasty? Kullevappa and Dronavappa. What's the page number? 543. Gupta's Gupta dynasty. Now what you will do? Similarly, okay, what you will do? The other dynasties and the terms used with measurement of land. You will just memorize that list. Okay, you will memorize that list. Next, if you look at the second one, coins of different Rahul Sikla. You did not get it? Just which is the page number?
5.
Different molecular value.
Okay. So measurement of land, you got it. So accordingly you will prepare. Next, if you look at the second option, coins of different monetary value. Now, this is very important topic. Probably I have not included it as part of this notes, but question paper driven, one more content I will be sharing. So there it is included. So even if I miss the content also, the second option should trigger your thought process. So what should be the thought process? Now, coins of different monetary value. We cannot take into account all the dynasties. At least the famous dynasties. Gupta dynasty, the most famous dynasty. So the coins associated with Gupta dynasty were called as. Okay, the gold coin of Gupta dynasty was called as, the silver coin of Gupta dynasty was called as, the gold coin of Mauryan dynasty was called as, the silver coin of Mauryan dynasty was called as. Okay, the gold coins of Harshavardhana. In this fashion, at least 3 to 4 important dynasties. Or what you will do? You will focus on Gupta, you will focus on Maurya, you will focus on Delhi Sultans, you will focus on Mughals. At least 3 to 4 you will prepare. Okay, first I will check whether it is there in my content or not. If it is not there, I will try to update it. Even if I forget also, when you are going through this content, these are the extra information that you are supposed to add. Okay, so UPSC often focuses on the currency. Currency is a very important aspect. So currency is an important aspect. Land measurement is an important aspect. Next, administrative divisions, an important aspect. Who heads the administrative division is important aspect. Tax, previously we saw about the Hundi and all. Taxation related policy, an important aspect. Irrigation, an important aspect. So these are the thematic areas which the UPSC focuses on. So those things should be at our hindsight, so that repeatedly they should help us to organize the information properly. Next, classification of urban land, not that important, just leave it. At least on these two options you will focus and you will prepare. Okay, you will prepare. Next, who among the following rulers advised his subjects through this inscription? Whoever praises his religious sect or blames the other sects out of excessive devotion to his own sect with a view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect very severely. Okay, Ashoka. So the previous batch and all, we had not discussed this aspect into detailed level, but for this batch we have discussed in detail. We have seen about the different, how many different what we call this edicts are associated with Ashoka. 14 edicts, right? So there are some famous edicts also. Which are the famous edicts? 39? 13 deals with what? Kalinga War? Okay. So at least those important edicts will retain. And see here, whenever such questions do appear, so sect, okay, means a circular kind of thing. So answer will be automatically Ashoka. See, all these years it was Ashoka, but in 2026 when a question appears, probably the answer might be different because the question paper evolves, but you will think that the answer, the pattern is same, and you will mark Ashoka. Why? Because if you start thinking more, then you will end up marking a wrong choice. Okay, so question paper pattern will vary, no doubt, but it will not be for all the 100 questions. It will be for 2, 3 or maximum 5 questions, not more than that. So whatever the logic you have built, whatever the strategy you have built, so you will apply it in the examination. So in the examination there are 4 options, you don't have any other idea. Okay, you will mark the option as Ashoka. Similarly, among the 4 options, if one is Akbar. In case of painting, if it is Akbar, no, it will be Jahangir. In the 4 options, if the one option is Mahatma Gandhiji, if both Mahatma Gandhiji and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhiji, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, so 3 names and the 4th is my name. It's my name. Okay, so that strategy is important. Okay, when all the 3 personalities are important and one insignificant personality, then that insignificant personality will be part of the answer because we are not aware. Okay, again that kind of strategy we need to have. Okay, we need to have. So here Ashoka related things we know, very important from exam point of view. Okay, so here whatever has been given, only to that extent we shall revise. Subsequently, when we come across more number of questions associated with Ashoka, so subsequently we shall prepare correspondingly. Okay, whatever we are supposed to prepare. With reference to history of India, consider the following pairs. Okay, so what's the answer? Bilsa is located in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Very good. Dwara Samudra? Karnataka. It should be Karnataka. It is Maharashtra. Girinagar? Okay, Gujarat. Staneshwar? Haryana. So Staneshwar is also called as another name. What is that? Thane Sar. Okay. Bilsa is called by alternative name. Yes. Vidisha. Next. Base Nagar. So these are different names. So Base Nagar, next Vidisha, all these things we should be aware. We should be aware. Now this question very easily we were able to answer because this is a previous year question. This is a previous year question. But again, the same question is not going to repeat. We will prepare this question, no doubt. At the same time, what we will prepare? Yes, the ancient sites and corresponding modern Indian states. So, what is the list? How many entries are there? Approximately 180 entries are there. So, day for yesterday, I had asked you to prepare for first 30. And yesterday there was a holiday. So, probably you might have prepared for 60. Yes or no? Yes, for 60 you are prepared? Okay, so after the completion of this class, then I'll ask you the questions related to the first 60 sites. Okay, so to answer this question, what you are supposed to do? All sites and the corresponding modern Indian state. Now for the question which has already appeared here, Bilsa, okay, Madhya Pradesh. So why is this famous for? Associated with Jainism, Buddhism or Hinduism, Shaivism or Vaishnavism? Buddhism. You'll just write it, Buddhism. Buddhism. When it comes to Dwara Samudra, associated with which dynasty or any religion? Dwara Samudra is a? Yes? No, it's associated with which dynasty? Hoysala. You'll just note it, Hoysalas. Okay. Just what if out of curiosity, Hoysalas were followers of which religion? Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism. Okay, that will mark it. So also it's cross check whether Dwara Samudra is an important Jainism related site or Buddhism related site. Just only for previous year question. I am not asking you to do it for all the 180 sites. No. Only for these sites you will do this exercise. For 180 sites, you will just prepare the corresponding modern Indian state. Okay, modern Indian state.
Famous.
Famous for. Means associated with Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism related monuments. Now sometimes they will mention all the religion because now in modern India, no, so all the temple, mosque, everything we have there. But we are interested in the historical context. In the yes.
Support of Jainism.
Okay. Let us see. Whenever there is a lot of confusion, we will not spend a lot of time and waste our precious time there. We will just move to the next question. Okay. Okay, then we'll leave it. Okay, we'll leave it. Okay, we'll not focus on that. Girinagar associated with only one line. It may be capital of some dynasty or it may be associated with some religious monuments. Yes. Which side? Modern side? Just search it. Okay, I think Jainism. Okay, otherwise if it is consuming exercise time and if there are more different options you are getting, you just leave it. Staneshwar is associated with famously which dynasty? Staneshwar. Pushyabhuti, Harshavardhana, right? So later he will shift his capital and all. So associated with Pushyabhuti dynasty. That's it. So here the important focus is 180 sites and the corresponding modern Indian states. And to few of these aspects, we will just add extra information. Yes, Cyprus of. Yes. Hey, okay. Girnagar means where it went? Bangalore. No. It's Gujarat itself. It's Girnar actually. Okay. Again, it is fine. There will be no confusion. But there are some people who referred what Balakot as Bagalkot. There are examples. Girnar. In ancient context, no, Girnar itself is sometimes referred as what? Girinagar. Girnagar. Okay, so we'll leave there itself, we'll not get stuck. Next, with reference to the period of Gupta dynasty in ancient India, the towns Ghantasala, Kadura and Chaul were known as. Okay, now see here, this is very important. Now in the recent years, there have been questions repeatedly about the ports. Okay, about the ports. So in the option, if you are not aware of anything, the last weapon. So last 5 or 10 minutes of time will be there, right? So when you are supposed to mark, if you are not aware, you just blindly mark it as ports. When you are not aware. But now already we have time. So what I have done, I have compiled a list of ports and the corresponding dynasties to which they belong. Okay. So now what you will prepare? Ghantasala, Kadura, Chaul. So ports handling the foreign trade associated with which dynasty? Gupta dynasty. Now extra information. Where is Ghantasala present? Which state? Modern Indian state. Whether it's present in the eastern coast or western coast. If you are able to recall the state name, then obviously you will be able to connect it as to whether it exists on the western coast or eastern coast. Where is Ghantasala? Search it. Search in the internet.
Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Next, Kadura. Uttar Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh.
UP.
Kadura.
UP.
No.
Kadura.
See, if you write UP, then I will get confused. Why? Because it's a port site. Port site is also important, right? So it should be located somewhere in the coastal area. It cannot be inland port. There are some inland ports as well, no doubt, which are connected to through waterways. But UP is very far away from the coast. So hence,
Spelling search.
okay, that we have to verify. Okay, so Kadura.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರು.
Andhra, then Andhra is correct. Chaul. Maharashtra. Okay. So see here, Maharashtra. Now see, from previous year question paper itself you got data. Now next year they may twist the question. So whether these sites are located on the eastern coast or western coast, so you will be able to answer. So Chaul, Maharashtra, Kadura, Ghantasala, all of them are port cities. Okay, port cities. Okay. So next, apart from this, I have compiled a material. Port cities, on which coast they are located, and the corresponding dynasties to which they belong. Just cross verify in the notes whether it is present or not. Just cross verify. Which is the page number? 506. So go to page number 506. Go to page number 506. It's there? Okay. If it's there, then fine. So what you have to do? You have to go through that list. Okay. You have to go through that list. And when first time you are going, when you are going through the list, you just focus on important dynasties, not all the dynasties, because practically it will be difficult to go through all the dynasties. At least important dynasties you will cover. Okay, you will cover. Next, capital of powerful kingdoms. Here, look at the second option. So based on this question, in the second option, we have capital of powerful kingdoms. Powerful kingdoms and dynasties. Whether list exists, just check it. Which page number? Kingdoms and powerful kingdoms and capital. For example, capital of Mauryaans. Which was the capital of Mauryaans? Rajagriha, right? Pataliputra. Similarly, Guptas. Same. Just check the list. 404. Okay. 404. So dynasties are mentioned, also the corresponding capitals. So what you can do daily, you take a map and try to locate these dynasties on the map. So if you do this exercise continuously, so that will become your integral part. So in the next class, when I ask a question, I may ask you any dynasty. You should be able to tell me the corresponding capital. And when I recall the capital name, you should be able to identify the corresponding dynasty. Okay. So port handling, foreign trade is over. Capital of powerful kingdoms is over. Place of exquisite stone art not important. Important Buddhist pilgrimage sites already we have discussed in different contexts. We'll leave it. Next, with reference to cultural history of India, consider the following pairs. Okay, Parivrajaka, Shramana, Upasaka. Okay, so PYQ driven, I have added a content. Okay, I add content. You can just go through the content. So the same content might repeat. So very important. So who is Parivrajaka? So we came across Shramana tradition. If you can recall, we discussed about Shramana tradition. So Shramana tradition we discussed during the discussion of which topic? Okay, Buddhism and Jainism, introduction to Indian art. So in the first or second paragraph itself, we have a term called as Shramana. So which are considered as Shramana traditions in India? Buddhism and Jainism. In Shramana tradition, what is the basic feature? They move from one place to another place. Okay, in the preach of their what ideas, they'll move. So renunciate and Shramana means, okay. So priest with high status, second one is wrong. 2 is wrong. You are left with 2 choices. 1 and 3 only. 1, 2 and 3. Okay. 1 and 3 only is the sorry. Okay, 2. When we eliminate 2, we are left with only 1 choice. 1 and 3. Upasaka means lay follower of Buddhism. So lay follower means a common follower, a common man who is a follower of Buddhism. Okay, Buddhism. He is not a monk. He is a lay follower. Okay, lay follower. Next, Parivrajaka, renunciant and wanderer. Okay, who has left his all the other things and he is wandering from one place to another place in search of truth. So this previous year question paper driven itself, these terms whatever I included, you'll just go through that list. You'll go through that list. Almost they mean the same. Okay, but Shramana is used to refer to a tradition. But Parivrajaka is used to refer to a personality generally. Okay, he is a renunciant and wanderer. In case of Shramana, this is a general tradition. In case of Buddhism and Jainism, this is a tradition of going from one place to another place and preaching their ideas. Okay, preaching their ideas. Ajivikas will also come. So just add it then. If you are searching and if they come under what Shramana, then you just add it. So whether yes, in notes I have mentioned, then it is correct. So otherwise, if there is a confusion, you will cross verify. Okay, because I don't know from which all sources are compiled while during compilation. So what you will do, apart from Jainism and Buddhism, which are the other Shramana traditions? Okay, Shramana traditions will verify and you will add it. Okay, add it. Next, with reference to the cultural history of India, which of the following is the correct description of the term paramitas? Okay, so what's the answer here? Perfection whose attainment led to the Bodhisattva path. Okay, here we will not go into the deeper aspect because these terms every year they change. Again, our goal is not 100, our goal is what? 100 questions. Our goal is just 50 questions. So few questions we are going to miss. So just based on previous year, we shall mark this thing. So paramitas means perfection whose attainment led to Bodhisattva path. Now this Bodhisattva term is important because it is repeated. Okay, who is a Bodhisattva? Associated with which religion? Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism? Mahayana? Buddhism. Okay, so who are Bodhisattvas? In the path of enlightenment, and also they want to take the fellow beings in the path of enlightenment. They are called as Bodhisattva. So whether Hinayanists believe in Bodhisattvas? No. Mahayanists? Yes. Okay, that much information is sufficient. The earliest Dharmashastra texts within not important philosophical schools did not accept the. Okay, second option, just look at it. Philosophical schools that did not accept the authority of Vedas. Which are the schools which did not accept the authority of Vedas? Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivikas. Next, Charvaka, Lokayata. Okay, so all these traditions they did not accept the authority of Vedas. So those things. See here, when you are going through options also. For every option we cannot do it, but at least for few important options we shall do this exercise. Okay. The early Dharma Shastra texts written not important. The second one is we recalled the schools which did not accept the authority of Vedas. Okay. Next, when we are able to recall this, which are the 6 orthodox schools associated? 6 orthodox schools. Yeah, you are right, almost right. Just with my weak memory, I will be able to recall few. Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Vedanta. Okay, Vedanta. So in this context, you should be able to recall them. Which one accept the authority of Vedas? Which one of them are considered as what? Orthodox schools. So history, art and culture, all of them we should be able to club them together and we should be able to address the question. Powerful merchant guilds of early medieval South India. I have included somewhere, but here we need not focus on it. We shall just ignore it. Okay. Next, with reference to scholars, literatures of the ancient India, consider the following statements. Okay, consider the following statements. Panini, Amarasimha, Kalidasa. Okay, Pushyamitra Shunga, Harshavardhana, Chandragupta 2. Okay, Chandragupta 2. Now see, these questions are a bit difficult. Those who are not prepared well, for them it will be very confusing because there are so many different personalities in the history. How will you be able to connect? But here the basic logic, what we have to apply here is what? Harsh. Okay. In Gupta dynasty, in Chandragupta 2, Vikramaditya's what court? There were what? Which Ratnas? Navaratnas? Okay. So, in Chandragupta II's court, there were Navaratnas. Who are the Navaratnas?
Kalidas.
Okay. One is Kalidasa. Next is
Amarasimha.
Amarasimha. Amarasimha. Next. Varahamira. Vararuchi. Dhanvantri. Very good. If you are able to recall that list, then also correspondingly you should be able to identify what are the various fields with which these personalities are associated. Okay. So Kalidasa was a famous poet. Amarasimha. Okay. See, writer. So that you should be able to connect. See, the partial knowledge which exists, we'll complete it. So here you'll make a list of all the Ratnas and the corresponding field in which they are experts. From this you will come to know that Kalidasa is correct, but Amarasimha is wrong. 2 should not be part of the answer. 3 should be the answer. Okay. Now, without knowing about the Panini itself, you arrived at the answer. Okay, you arrived at the answer. Now, see here, how they are framing the question is also equally important. We have to place ourselves into the footsteps of UPSC. So, similarly here, when it comes to Navaratnas, very rarely, in case of Vikramaditya 2, we come across Navaratna. Apart from this, where do we come across? Yeah, it is Chandragupta 2, Vikramaditya, Navaratnas. In the time of what? Yes, Krishna Devaraya time, personalities are there, not that important. In case of Mughal dynasty, Akbar, in Akbar's dynasty also, there were what? Navaratnas. Okay, so that aspect we shall focus. Yes. It's off. Okay. So now we got to know. So similarly, we'll prepare for Akbar's and Navaratnas. Okay, Navaratnas. Here, out of curiosity, what we'll do? Panini was present in which century? Panini was present in which century? Approximately. He is famously associated with what? Sanskrit grammar. You'll write it. Sanskrit grammarian. But the information is not exact. Unlike some of the personalities, when it comes to Panini, when it comes to different sources, they are given different information. Okay, different information. Okay. So approximately which century? More in time? Okay, write it. More in time.
4th century, sir.
4th century. Now what you will do when it comes to Panini, Amarasimha, Kalidasa, just you will check whether there is a famous work, anything associated with Amarasimha, if he is a writer. Amara Kosha, you will write it, Amara Kosha. Next, Panini, famous book associated with Panini. Next, Ashtadhyayi, you will write it, very good. Next, Kalidasa, Shakuntala. Next, Meghaduta, Malvika Agnimitram. Next, over. Kumara Sambhava, very good. Next, Ritu Samara, very good. Okay, so all these things you should complete it with this question. Okay, so these are the various aspects you will prepare when it comes to this question. Next, with reference to religious history of India, consider the following statements. Okay, so consider the following statements. So this the information pertaining to this I have prepared, but when it comes to Buddhism and Jainism, out of blue, sometimes they will bring a completely new question which we will be completely unaware. So again, that question will become a base for the next 2027 paper. But I hope that none of them will create the base of 26 as a 26 paper as a base for 27. Because what is the expectation? So all of you will not refer the 2026 as a base because we are going to crack the examination 2026 itself. Okay. So now what you will do, whatever is there, already the question has appeared, based on that itself we shall prepare. So we have seen in our notes, Sthaviravadi is associated with? Yes, associated with what? In Buddhism, Mahayana or Hinayana? It's associated with Hinayana. Okay, so there the confusion will arrive. Mahasangikas, there's a lot of confusion. Okay, there's a lot of confusion. Otherwise, what we'll do? We'll just try to go for elimination. Previous year also while discussing, we came across this kind of confusion. So we had understood what deification. But what it is called as? Shweta, what it is called as? This term? Deification. Right? So to treat him as a god and and worship him as God. Okay, so deification of Buddha by Mahasangikas fostered Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, Buddhism. So previous year when we were discussing, we came across this confusion. Okay, confusion. So third one should be part of the answer. Lokotravadin sect was an offshoot of Mahasangika sect of Buddhism. True. So this just go through our content in art and culture related content. It exists. Okay, it exists. 491 in this book it is there. Art and culture or history? History itself. Okay. What's the answer? 2 and 3. So Staviravadin is associated with Hinayana tradition. Okay. So these things which confuse. So we'll focus more on such questions. Okay, which cause confusion. Okay, question paper also I added here. In this notes, have I added question paper also PYQ? No, right? Only terms. Entire question paper driven I have not given. Okay, that I will be giving separately. PYQ based just terms. Okay. Okay. So next, consider the following events in the history of India. So rise of Pratiharas under King Bhoja, establishment of Pallava power under Mahendra Varman, establishment of Chola power under Parantaka I, Pala dynasty founded by Gopala. Okay. So this is again, those who are not prepared, it's a very tough question. Okay. But if we have a bit of logic, now previously we saw a question, if you can recall, in the context of Guptas. After the decline of Guptas, who became powerful? Who became powerful? You just open that that page. Means the decline of dynasties and emergence of new dynasties. Just open that page. Four 80. Okay. 80 418. Okay. Okay. Just go through that list whether somewhere Pratiharas and Bhoja is there or not. Just check it once. It's there. So whether there exists some content like who became powerful after Pallavas, who became powerful after Chalukyas, that content is there. Just check it once. Okay, next. Okay, now Pallava and Chola, where somewhere the link is there. Just check it once. Pala and Chola, somewhere link is there. Okay, now what you will do? Yes. I was somewhere I mentioned who acted as a subordinate to whom in the same content. So who acted as a subordinate to whom? Can you just recall? Okay, Cholas were subordinate to Pallavas, right? So when we speak about Cholas, speak about Cholas here, there are three Cholas. Okay, early Cholas, medieval and later Cholas or imperial Cholas. So in the examination, generally they focus on imperial Cholas, and here Chola under Parantaka I. So after Pallavas will come Cholas, because Cholas were subordinates to Pallavas. Means after 2 should come what? 3. After 2 should come 3. It means 2 can be part of the answer or C can be part of the answer. D and B cannot be part of the answer. No, see, we are building the approach. We are not interested in answer because answer is already over. How we are going to build the approach in the examination? So why did we come to a conclusion that 3 will come after 2? Because Cholas were subordinates to Pallavas. Okay. So establishment of Chola power under Parantaka 1 can take place only after the establishment of Pallava under Mahendravarman. Okay, Mahendravarman. So after 2 will come 3. Okay, 2 will come 3. Next, Palas and Pratiharas. Is there any relationship? Just check it once. Yes, please read it a bit louder. No, not that. Somewhere in the notes we have this. The rise of Gurjara Pratiharas under King Bhoja, okay, led to the decline of someone. So in the notes it is there. So which is that dynasty? Yes, just check it once. So we have a topic called as somewhere Rashtrakutas Pratiharas Palas. Which topic that is? Just you can open that notes itself directly. But somewhere in the discussion also I mentioned means. In which topic we have discussed about Rashtrakutas, Pratiharas, Palas?
Harsha and rise of regional.
Yes, Harsha and rise of regional kingdoms. In there somewhere we have this term. Just go through it. Harsha and the rise of regional kingdoms is there, right? So in the topic. Okay, 165. Yeah, that is not there in the application. I will add it. No, it's not there in the application.
Pala dynasty 8 to 12.
Yes, 8 to 12. So in that somewhere I mentioned explicitly the rise of Pratihara. Somewhere it is there. Just go through it. A term is there.
After the death of Harsha, the Pratiharas, Palas and Rashtrakutas.
Okay. Subsequently, the next topic, somewhere I mentioned. What's the first topic there? Okay, huh?
The rise of Pratiharas.
Yes, which is the page number?
166.
166. 166. So, what's the statement? Can you read it?
The rise of the Pratiharas in Jalore, Rajasthan under the Mihira Bhoja and the advance of the Rashtrakutas into Pala territories inevitably brought about the decline of the Palas.
Palas. From this, what we understand. Okay. After the decline of the Palas will come what? Will come rise of Pratiharas. See here. Means what is the focus, what is the focal area of UPSC? Because you cannot go through each and every king. See, unlike the other exams where we make the list of all the kings in the chronological order, that is not important. Just look at the focal. Means after once how the Pala dynasty weakened because of the rise of Pratiharas under which king? Bhoja. And here if you look at the question, they are not focusing only on the founders. If you look at the second option, establishment of Pallava power under Mahendravarman, whether Mahendravarman was the founder of Pallavas? Yes or no? Establishment of Chola power under Parantaka 1. Parantaka 1 was the founder of Chola power? No. Pala dynasty founded by Gopala. When it comes to founder, they are mentioned only about the Pala dynasty. Okay, Pala dynasty. So here, there are different approaches for this question. One is clearly after the, how did Pala dynasty come to an end? Okay, so rise of Pratiharas. It means after 4 should come 1. After 4 should come 1. Means either this will be the answer or this will be the answer. Okay. And you know that Cholas were subordinates to Pallavas. From this you can conclude that after 2 will come 3. So in this various approach, you should be able to arrive at the answer. What is the alternative approach? Okay, alternative approach, but it will be bit tricky. So Pratiharas, which century to which century? 8 to
13.
8 to 13. Pallava, 7 to
3 to 9. 3 to 9.
Pallavas,
3 to 9. 3 to 9.
3 to 9. But they became powerful in the 6th century, Pallavas. Okay. Next, Cholas.
9 to 13.
Okay, they are speaking about the later Cholas, 9 to 13. Next, Pala dynasty,
8 to 12.
8 to 12. Okay. So this is there.
If you see the timeline, both the Pala and Prithviraj
Pratyahara is same. So you will not be able to arrive at perfect answer. It will lead to confusion. But if you look at this content, what is that? So which king's rise? It weakened the other dynasty. Okay. So it weakened the other dynasty. So this is the focal area. Means how we are supposed to think. So the rise of which dynasty or which king weakened the other dynasty. So this should be our what? Thought process. In that direction we shall think. Rather than going through each and every content, this should be our thought process. Now we got to know. So one is subordinates. So if one dynasty is a subordinate of another, obviously that dynasty will start later on. So in case of Cholas and Pallavas, so Cholas were what? Subordinates of Pallavas. Obviously first will start Pallavas, next will start Cholas. Okay. Next, here clearly it is mentioned. Pala dynasty, it weakened after rise of Mihir Bhoja. Okay, Mihir Bhoja. So in this fashion we'll prepare. At the same time, now we got to know how to approach this question. Now what we'll do, extra information that we are going to add here is Pallavas. Who is the founder? Who is the founder of Pallava dynasty? Okay. Next, Pallava dynasty from which century to which century? On top of that, you will mention during which centuries Pallava dynasty reached its peak. Means it was the peak of its power. That will add. Next, Chola. So they are speaking about what? Imperial Cholas. So Imperial Cholas, which century to which century? Okay, which century to which century? Next, Pala dynasty, which century to which century? Pala dynasty founded by whom? Gopala. Okay, Pala dynasty. Okay, it was defeated. The last Pala ruler was defeated by whom? Okay, yes, Mihira Bhoja. In that fashion, the last Chola power. See here, what when it comes to Chola power, the predecessors. So before Cholas were Pallavas. Then who defeated Cholas? Pallavas are subordinates of whom? After Pallavas came whom? Okay. Next, Gurjara Pratiharas. So Pratiharas, they worked under whom? They defeated whom and how they became powerful? How did Pratihara dynasty come to an end? So if you are not able to do all the things, at least we'll do this. Okay, again after doing this, we are not sure whether a question is going to appear. But what we are doing is, through this process, we are trying to reduce the information. Okay, we are trying to reduce the information. Okay. So what you do is, when you go back, I am not saying that you should spend all your time here itself. At least whatever we have discussed. So 1 hour you should give to it, you should devote to it, and you should prepare accordingly. Okay, you should prepare accordingly. So what we'll do is, we shall stop here itself. It's already 12:03. So now, rather than these processes, when you go back and how much you are devoting, that plays a very important role. Okay, very important role.
Pala 8 to 13
Century 8 to 13. So what's the confusion?
Rise of Pratiharas 8 to 10
Okay,
8 to 11, I said.
8 to 11. Okay, but again, based on that, you will not be able to conclude, because both of them they started in the same century. Okay, see, they have not said that it is completely washed out. So explicitly they have mentioned in the book itself the rise of Mihir Bhoja under it led to the decline of Pala dynasty. Okay, Pala dynasty. So that we shall focus. Okay, so we shall stop here itself. Again, we shall continue in next class. So whatever the exercise is there, you just complete this exercise. So again, I will be probably giving a test. I don't know when I will be giving, but randomly I will be giving a test. So it means day to day, whatever the work has been assigned, you should be able to complete it. Okay, you should be able to complete it. So thank you. If you have any kind of doubts also, you can raise your doubts. So the same can be discussed. Yes.